Hello. Right, you'll have to excuse the dodgy camera angle. These are some of the sounds I'm creating for the monologue track. So it's all the sounds are going to be built on this synthesizer. So I've just been playing around with a few different things. There's all the patches on here are ones I've made, but they're not all necessarily going to work together in the same track. At the moment, it's just playing around and seeing what's possible. Some things I have figured out is I can make a pretty basic kick drum, but I can also shape that quite nicely. Or I could even go really dirty with it, like a hardstyle drum. So I could, sorry, turn the decay down a little bit. I could even tune the bass drum with that long decay to work as the bass sound as well. I've made a snare, which I think, if I pitch it up correctly, can sound a bit like a hi-hat as well. Might even pitch this up inside the software. It's a little bit harsh at the moment. I'd like to get it a little bit thinner. Ideally, a high pass filter on that. Some basic sounds. Then start playing with sequences. So creating the sound and finding what sort of sequence it works within. So you can see all of that is sequenced actually on the monologue. So all I would do is record that straight into the DAW. Some cool little effects. Probably for that I would record it once and then just pitch it and use it as a sample. Some of it more usable than other things. This is created using the white noise generator and key matching the filter. So all that this is just filter sound on there. This is actually something I made for the sequencer track, which is something completely different. That's something else. Something quite basic and dirty there. This one's a sequence. That one I quite like, so I could probably do something with that. The one I really want to use here we go. This is sort of the lower level of what I want it to be. So when the main synth line comes in, I want this sitting underneath. This one you can also put on this is like a key trigger hold button, so like a psytrance sort of track maybe, or at least a psytrance bass with a kick leading. So The reason it skips out on here is to emulate sidechain compression. If I put a note into all of those, I could then actually do real sidechain compression and wouldn't have the need to have the notes missing on the sequence. But it's just for ideas at the moment anyway, so that it can all be changed. Maybe part of a breakdown, something quite interesting. This is what I want to be the main bass line. So this is like the synth line, the bass line, the everything. Because this, if I did something quite minimal, this develops quite nicely. With a kick underneath, it sounds really good. There's another part to this. This is a variation upon that last sequence. So there's distortion, there's a few of the notes cut out, a few bends put in within the sequence, and the octave of oscillator 1 has changed. Really sure what I could do with that. Some of these got a bit mixed up because I had to remove all the original patches off to sort of start with a clean slate. This is a really, for me, a really nice re-space. Just a little bit uncertain as to whether that will translate to sounding how it does through the phone, but this is a really nice synth line. This is something I'm really proud of because it's not sort of stolen from an idea. It's not necessarily influenced by anything else. This is just a sound that has come about from playing around and seeing what happens with this. Some 8-bit sounds, a lead guitar which actually sounds really dirty. Something that reminded me a little bit of Boards of Canada. Something like that. You know what that's supposed to be. Here is something a little bit more, not generative, but just random techie beat stuff. So this again could be sampled and layered with a kick, compressing it. I'd have to take some of the bass out because there's no way that I could have the kick drum, this, and the bass line all running at the same time. But this is quite interesting. It's like a drum beat all within itself, a very percussive sort of thing, but I can also loads I can do with that. Yeah, so that's basically what I've been playing around with and coming up with. It's still in the ideas phase at the moment, but I think I know which bits I want to try together. So the next step is going to be recording the sounds that I want onto an arrangement and maybe just layering them up and seeing what works together, and start to maybe get the intro and drop done so that I can start to consider more the sound design for the next bits and see if anything else needs creating, because usually when I start putting a few sounds together I find that there's something missing and I need to create a new sound to fill that gap in the sort of frequency spectrum. But yeah, no, I've kept you listening to those sounds for quite a long time, so I'll let you go. This is where I'm up to at the moment now. Thank you.